Understanding the due diligence fee and how it works is one of the most challenging concepts that I have as a real estate professional when talking to people, especially those who are moving to North Carolina from another state, because it doesn't exist in this format in many other states. So luckily for you, after watching this video today, you will have a better understanding of what the due diligence fee is, how it works, and when it gets paid. So if you haven't been to the channel before, thank you so much for watching. My name is Chris Cox. I am a North Carolina real estate professional, as well as being a licensed North Carolina mortgage loan originator and a North Carolina Real Estate Commission approved instructor, which means that I have a passion for helping people, guiding people through the real estate process, whether it's as a consumer or helping real estate professionals grow in their career. So let's talk today about the due diligence fee, what it is, and how it works alongside in tandem with the other deposit that you will make, which is the earnest money deposit. So when you put an offer together on a property and that offer is accepted, you'll have to make two deposits to secure that property. The first one is going to be your due diligence fee. So let's talk about what the due diligence fee is first, and then we'll talk about the earnest money deposit and how they work together. So the due diligence fee is going to be a negotiated amount between you and the seller as a non-refundable deposit to secure a property. So basically it's a due diligence fee, and what that does is that buys you the time to complete your due diligence on the property. As I said, it is completely non-refundable except in some breach of contract from the seller, which I'll explain here in a couple minutes as well. But again, that is the first part of the deposit. That is probably again, as I said earlier, one of the biggest challenges I have when talking to people, especially those who are moving to North Carolina from another state. It is just a completely foreign concept to them, and one of the biggest challenges that I come up with. So due diligence fee, non-refundable deposit is actually made out to the seller or to their representative, and they will cash that check immediately. That is, again, you really should consider, except in extreme cases of seller breach, that is not going to be deposited. As the other part of the deposit that you will put down when you purchase a property is going to be called the earnest money deposit. This is a more familiar term with people who have made purchases in other states. That is, again, your money that you are putting down additionally on top of the due diligence fee that goes towards your total deposit. Now, I do want to point out that both of these, the due diligence fee and the earnest money deposit, do go towards your purchase if you do carry forward with it. So, they don't just disappear. As long as you move forward with the purchase, those go as part of the total purchase price that you will pay. I think the contract itself, when we pulled that up there, the section that deals with that, it'll help explain that a little bit more. So due diligence fee, earnest money deposit, two separate checks that you will make out at time of agreeing to terms on the property. The due diligence fee is going to be made out directly to the seller or to their representative, and then your earnest money deposit is going to usually be held in some form of escrow account. And the way that works, as we talk about the earnest money deposit a little bit, that is going to be refundable up until the end of your due diligence date. So that is another term that it will be important to you when you make the offer to purchase, and that is going to be what amount of time you need to complete, or you can negotiate to complete your due diligence on that property, whether it's property inspections, making sure you can secure the mortgage on it, making sure that it appraises, and doing any other additional inspections or permits, checks that you want to get done. So due diligence fee, non-refundable. Earnest money deposit, refundable up until the end of the due diligence date. So let's talk a little bit about, not that screen. Let's go to a little bit of what the contract looks like for the due diligence fee. So this is straight from the standard offer to purchase in North Carolina. As I mentioned, it is a negotiated amount, if any. I've seen from $0 all the way up to $150,000 on a property, if any, paid by buyer to seller, with this contract for the buyer's right to terminate the contract for any reason. So unlike other states that I've practiced before, you had to have a good reason or a specific dollar amount to terminate the contract. North Carolina, with the due diligence fee, you can cancel the contract for any reason, you're just not getting your due diligence fee back. I have underlined there, the due diligence fee shall be non-refundable except in the event of material breach by the seller. So again, that just reinforces you're not getting that back at all unless in case of extreme material breach by the seller. So how does this all break down on the purchase contract? So this is the section of the purchase price. That top line will be your total that you're offering on the property. And then the second line will be your due diligence fee. And then the third line is going to be your initial earnest money deposit. Those second and the third line, those are both paid at time of agreed upon terms. And they're due at that date as well. Again, due diligence fee made out to the seller, earnest money deposit made out to whoever is going to be holding escrow for that. Usually the attorney, sometimes the listing firm, but most of the time in North Carolina, it's going to be whoever is going to be the closing attorney, the escrow agent for that property. So just a couple of things from the contract that I like to point out there. Again, those are right from the contract. So that is an explanation of the due diligence fee and the earnest money deposit. Big takeaway that I want to have for you there is that the due diligence fee, again, is going to be non-refundable except for in cases of seller breach of contract. So hopefully you never get to that. And both of those terms are completely negotiable as part of the offer process, and you and your real estate broker should be discussing those negotiations as part of your offer strategy. So I hope you got some great stuff out of today's video with explaining what the due diligence fee is. If you'd like to see more videos like this, go ahead and give me that hit that subscribe button and check out this other video that I put up here. This one is a recent video that I put together about assumable mortgages. So go ahead and check that out, and hope to see you on another video soon. Bye-bye.